Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are having a wonderful day today. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. For me, it's kind of cloudy, it has the overcast, my favorite weather besides rain. I love when it's raining. I love it. But hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I wanted to talk with you all today about something that I was discussing with someone. I had the pleasure of talking to a sister and great conversation and everything. I really enjoyed the time that we have talking, chit chatting, and we can talk for a long time and just enjoying each other's company. And there was just something that she brought to my attention, or something that she said that really stood out to me. And I believe I might have talked about something similar to this, but I felt like this revelation that she gave was so different. And we are just talking about how sometimes people who say that they're Christians, people who are believers, like sometimes they really believe when they're doing evil to you that they are doing the will of God. When they're doing things that's wrong to other people, if they're being hateful in their actions, it's weird to see them doing these things that's wrong, but yet they still genuinely believe that they're a child of God while doing something that's evil to someone else, like being malicious, vindictive, vengeful, and still busy in church, still being a prayer warrior, still on a praise team, still preaching and teaching the word, still prophesying, just old faithful at church. And so we were talking about the irony of that and how that's just so weird, because like they literally and truly just believe that they're godly. And then they believe that God, one of the things too, because they're doing these things, right? Sometimes they're doing things that's really bad and wrong to someone else, but they're still being blessed. And they're still having quote unquote breakthroughs, and they're getting favor. And so of course they're gonna think, yeah, if I'm not in God's favor, then how come I'm being blessed? And my friend said to me today, she said, Satan rewards them. Satan rewards his children just like how God rewards his children. So when this person does wrong and this person does evil, Satan basically rewards them. And this gives them the feeling that they're being blessed by God. You understand? So this person goes out there and they hurt someone, they lie on a person, or they do things that will cause people to stop talking to someone. They tell false narratives, they lie by omission or outright lie, or just the manipulative tactics that people may use, whether it is in a covert way or just outright in your face attacks. When they do those things, people will look at them and say, well, they're still being blessed, they're still getting things. But again, I know I've spoken about something similar to this, but it was so different when I heard the sister say to me, yeah, because Satan rewards. He's going to reward your bad behavior. He rewards these people. And then they in turn, because they're refusing to really believe that they're in cahoots with the devil, and they believe that they're of God, and they believe that they are called by God. They believe that God is blessing them when they're simply being rewarded by the devil for the evil they have done or continue to perpetrate. The evil they continue to they spread it through lies, through behaviors, through false teachings and doctrines. They get rewarded for that. And the devil does not reward anybody, because it's not that he loves you, but he has to give us things, when we're walking in that, he has to give us some incentives to make us want to continue to do wrong, to make us feel like we are okay, that we are in right standing with God. And so these individuals, the ones that's scary to me are the ones, not so much, yeah, the people who are evil and they know they're evil and they're just behaving that way. That's one thing. But what's scarier to me is a person who is proclaiming God and proclaiming to know God, and they're doing so many things that's wrong. And then what happens is when people around them see them still being blessed, still having favor, they're going, allegedly, okay? So they still see them getting things, they're still being elevated, people are still inviting them. You would think, like, well, what's going on? They interpret these rewards, okay? That's really coming from the devil. They say, I'm being blessed by God. Well, look at me. So then people are going to think, yeah, well, this person has a favor of God. God is on their side. They can't be doing wrong. They just got a house. They just got a car. They just got a business deal. They just got invited on this talk show. They just got this movie deal. They're meeting the president. They're meeting this individual. But we got to remember what Satan promised Jesus, what he offered Jesus in Matthew chapter 4. He said, all the riches and the glories of this world will I give to you if you will bow down and worship me. Remember, I talked about that in a video that was talking about church pimping. But it just sounded so different to me today when she said that people who claim to be Christians that's doing evil, when the devil rewards them, they rewards them for their wrongdoing. When they're rewarded for their disobedience, when they are rewarded for keeping silent when they should speak up, when they're rewarded for turning a blind eye to things, they think that that's God blessing them. And that's why they continue doing what they're doing, and people follow them anyway. People will follow them right like those wild pigs that got cast out of that man that was possessed in the graveyard, and they all went over a cliff together. And to me, that's kind of like the reprobate mind, isn't it? We were talking about that too, how scary that is. Like, man, Lord, please never turn me over to a reprobate mind, because when you have a reprobate mind, you're not even aware. You're blind now. And it seems almost unfair, but it's not. I think a reprobate mind comes when a person repeatedly and deliberately disobeys God constantly, and he just lets you go. He just gives you over to an illusion. So in your own mind, you think you're doing the right thing. Right becomes wrong. Poo is now pizza. It's this thing, and you just think in your mind, yeah, this is right, and you believe your lie. Man, I don't ever want that, like, ever. But I'm thankful for the conversation I had today, and I told her, I said, girl, I'm going to have to do a video and talk about this, and I'm thankful to you. You know who you are. You're probably listening. And just that realization, when you see a person who proclaims God but does evil, but one thing we always have to remember is this, that Jesus made it quite simple. By their fruit you shall know them. Because no matter what they proclaim and no matter what they're saying, their behavior, their actions, and everything is going to show you who they are. Guys, it's not about what blessings they appear to be having. It's their fruit. Oh yes, they got approved for this, they got that, but does the fruit, their behavior, not what they're proclaiming, not what they're preaching, not what they prophesied, not who came to the Lord, that's nothing to do with them. It's about the fruit, their lifestyle, what they do. This person over here lying. This person's over here cheating. This person over here shaking and baking with the world, doing all kinds of stuff on purpose, deliberately, and then trying to tell us that, it's like someone's taking feces out of the toilet and trying to convince you that it's not feces. That's what this new gospel is. They're trying to call sin something different, and it's okay if you just put sugar on it, you freeze it, it's not going to be as bad. Just put it on a couch, dress it up, put it in a nice velvet box with a bow. They're trying to sell you that poop. That's nonsense, you know? But man, it was just it I don't know why that stood out to me. But what it is, guys, as I said, people would think that if someone's being blessed and that means God is with them. But a lot of times people who are twisting the word of God, people who are living in this salacious, outright sinful manner, they're doing everything like the world and trying to tell you something different. And they're like, look at me, I'm blessed, I'm on TV and this. They have been rewarded by their father, the devil. They are tares. And so they're going to get rewarded, not for love, but so that they can continue to mislead other people. They can continue to bully and to tear down others. They can continue to manipulate the word and let people remain blind and groping in darkness. They can continue to profit for profit. And then people stop looking to the Spirit of God and start looking to the familiar spirit that operates in them. But God made it quite simple. Jesus said, it's by their fruit you're going to know them. But who makes it hard? We do. You know, we all can make mistakes. But we're talking about the repeated offenders, the people who are just outright, they are just, their behavior is just unbelievable. They lie, they laugh, they scoff, they're mockers, they're doing all types of stuff. They twist the word, change his word. The gospel is subjective, the word is subjective, holiness is subjective, righteousness is subjective. You know, it just depends on the season and where you are, like it's a little sweater. And that's why we must be very careful that we don't think just because we're being blessed, just because a person is being blessed and just because things are happening does not always mean that it's coming from God. And if you read Deuteronomy 28, you'll see it. They talk about if you obey the Lord, this is what will happen. And then a majority of that scripture that talks about if you don't follow God's commandments, it tells you all these things that's going to happen. I think it starts maybe from verse 15 or so. It tells you all the curses, and it goes up to like verse 60 something. And you know what it says? It says, cursed is your basket, cursed is your store. So you can actually be blessed, quote unquote. You could be getting an increase, but it's cursed because you gained it through disobedient measures, through shady measures, through dishonest means, by compromise. But guys, I tell you, again, there's nothing scarier than seeing somebody who say that they are of God and they believe in God and seeing them going hard for the Lord. And I mean, they are preaching and teaching, and then they do something so evil. And you're like, what? And then they get rewarded from the prince of the world. And they think that's a blessing from God when it's not. They're just being rewarded for their sins. They're being rewarded for the hurt and the pain and the confusion that they've caused to other people. Isn't that crazy? Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. And sis, thank you so much for our talk. I enjoy talking to you. I always do. And God bless you and your family. And God bless all listening. God bless. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.